My name is Master Sergeant Melton, and I'm going to be your Master of Ceremonies today for a dear friend of mine, Sergeant Major Allred's retirement here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending today. Our official party consists of Colonel Custer, the Chief, the Army National Guard Strength Maintenance Division. I got Major Woodard here, Chief of Strength Maintenance Training Center, Sergeant Major Gitchell, G1 Sergeant Major, Sergeant Major Martin, HR Sergeant Major, and Sergeant Major Ida's coming over from Fort Lindenwood to join us, and everybody else as well too. Sergeant Major Strickland, Colonel Heathcott, thank you for coming today as well. I'm going to read Sergeant Major Allred's bio here. He may not want me to read the whole thing, but I think it's important to know what type of career the soldier has led and is leaving today as. So Sergeant Major Allred enlisted in the United States Army on 9 August 1991 in St. Louis, Missouri. While in the regular Army, he served with 3rd Battalion, 319th Airborne Field Artillery Regiment, 82nd Airborne, 1st Battalion, 322nd Field Artillery Regiment, 101st Airborne Division Air Assault, 2nd of the 17th Field Artillery Battalion, 2nd Infantry Division, United States, Korea, and 18th Airborne Corps Artillery as a forward observer. And as a forward observer, Sergeant Major Allred provided direct support to the 502nd, 504th, and 506th Infantry Regiments. In 1999, Sergeant Major Allred was honorably discharged from regular Army and enlisted into the Missouri Army National Guard as a combat engineer with the 1140th Engineer Battalion. Sergeant Major Allred served as a traditional guardsman for the next 2 years before accepting a position as a recruiting retention NCO in April of 2002. He served in this role for the next 4 years, and after achieving the Master Recruiting Retention Badge, he transferred to become a Readiness NCO for the 1140th Engineer Battalion in 2006. 2 years later, he deployed to Kosovo as a member of the 110th Maneuver Enhancement Brigade, serving as a Rifle Company First Sergeant. Upon completion of this deployment in March of 2009, he again assumed his duties with the 1140th Engineer Battalion. Sergeant Major Allred was selected to become an instructor rider at the Army National Guard Strength Maintenance Training Center at Camp Robinson in 2010. In 2012, Sergeant Major Allred was recalled to the state to serve with the Agribusiness Development Team and later the Nangarhar Provincial Reconstruction Team in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. Sergeant Major Allred returned to the Strength Maintenance Training Center in November of 2012 as a senior instructor team chief. In April 2015, he was assigned to Fort Campbell, Kentucky, serving as a senior reserve component career counselor for the 101st Airborne Division, 5th Special Forces Group, and Special Operations Aviation Regiment. In April 2016, Sergeant Major Allred returned to the Strength Maintenance Training Center and became the chief instructor, and his role as he's retiring here with us now. His professional development includes a graduate of the United States Army Sergeant Major's course, the First Sergeant course where he was the honor graduate, and several other regular Army and National Guard courses over the years. His decorations include the Bronze Star Medal, Meritorious Service Medal with Oak Leaf Cluster, the Army Commendation Medal with Silver and Bronze Oak Leaf Cluster, Army Achievement Medal with 3 Oak Leaf Clusters, the Combat Action Badge, the Parachutist Badge, and Air Assault Badge. A little bit about his family. Sergeant Major Allred is married to Gina Allred. He's got 3 daughters, Haley, 24, Ashton, 21, Bella, 9. Sergeant Major Allred is the son of Larry and Kathy Allred, which Kathy's here with us today. Thank you for coming, of East Prairie, Missouri. So that just kind of highlights the type of career that Sergeant Major Allred has had over the past 27 years. So at this time, I would like to introduce Colonel Custer, the Chief of the Army National Guard Strength Maintenance Division.
So, Sergeant Major, it's all about you right now. And I wasn't going to pass this up for a million years to come here. You know, we're celebrating 27 esteemed years today. It's been a lifetime almost of joy and pain. And talking to your mom when she was when we first got into the office this afternoon, she was with you from the beginning, and she's here with you in the end. And I wish your wife and your kids, I know they couldn't make it, but I know they have a role in your 27 years. But I kind of want to lighten up the atmosphere a little bit because, you know, I'm not going to do a ceremony without sharing a little jokes, right? And I'm not from Arkansas. I just want to make that point. But I know I studied your ERB, and I know you spent a lot of time in Arkansas. You know, but last night, Sergeant Major and I went to a restaurant downtown Little Rock. He said, "Hey, sir, got good reviews, Yelp, good to go." We go in there and sat down, and there was a little band playing, folky music, and they were promoting vegan food. We proceeded to order meat from the menu, but it was a little weird. And then then they started telling jokes, and I said, "What's the difference? What's the difference between a drummer and a pizza? A pizza will feed your family, a drummer won't." So anyways, I'll digress. That was my first night out in Arkansas, man. So 27 years, you've already heard your bio, Korea, Kosovo, Afghanistan, agribusiness guy. 18 Airborne, 101st, 101st, 82nd. You went to the Army National Guard, recruiting nation, kind of transferred over the line in 2002. You never looked back, and we're a better recruiting force because of you. Some other esteemed mentions. I think you have a plaque in the flying saucer of some sort, or something like that. But when you step out of SMTC, you're not going to deal with any more challenges. You're going to be in open pastures and open spaces, looking at the blue sky and enjoying your retirement. Probably working on a farm like we discussed.
Hopefully.
But at the end of the day, you're not going to have to deal with streakers running across the posts. You're not going to have to deal with when the pool was open and people were misbehaving. Disorderly conduct, fire extinguishers getting thrown in the men's bathroom after it fell off the wall, and then seeing a man come out of the bathroom with white all over his face and pants around his ankles. All those challenges and situations are going to be gone. But most importantly, when you go home in your brand new house that you built, and you're in your bathroom, you're not going to see a sign that says, "Please flush when finished." I noticed that when I was in the bathroom here. But, listen, you've had a great career, and I've said this before to the other guys, you have no regrets. But my regret is not knowing you longer and spending more time with you. Hopefully, maybe our times would have crossed, our paths would have crossed. But I just let you know that I'm always a phone call away. You call me on Christmas, day after Christmas, blowing me up. You're always calling me, and I don't mind that at all. So I don't mind you ringing me up. But with that said, they did bring a wheelbarrow. Okay, so we do have a lot of hardware to give out. I don't want to take any more time from everybody else, but Mom, he's a special guy, and you got many more years with him, so enjoy him.
Attention orders. Sergeant Major Dennis Allred is being awarded the Legion of Merit for exceptionally meritorious and honorable service to the United States Army National Guard. You served with character, professionalism, and distinguished that significantly contributed to the success of organizational operations at the highest level of the Army National Guard. Throughout your 27-year career, you distinguished yourself through competence, tireless efforts, and unwavering dedication to duty and fellow soldiers. Sergeant Major Allred's hard work, professionalism, and dedication has left an enduring impression on those who have been honored to serve with you and characterized the finest, time-honored traditions of excellence. Your exemplary performance of service has contributed significantly to the recruiting and retention of personnel in the Army National Guard, in keeping with the highest traditions of the military service, reflecting great integrity upon himself, the Army National Guard, and the United States Army. Signed, Timothy Cadavy, Lieutenant General, Director, the Army National Guard.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Look at that. It's a lot of work.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks, sir. Colonel Custer will now present the retirement certificate from the Commander-in-Chief to Sergeant Major Allred. It reads, Certificate of Appreciation for Service in the Armed Forces of the United States of America. Sergeant Major Allred, I extend your personal thanks and the sincere appreciation of a grateful nation for your contribution of honorable service to our country. You have helped maintain the security of the nation during a critical time in its history with a devotion to duty, spirit, and sacrifice in keeping with the proudest traditions of military service. I trust that in the coming years, you will maintain an active interest in the armed forces and the purpose for which you serve. Those who will follow in your footsteps will draw inspiration from your commitment, dedication, and sacrifices made to ensure the protection of American freedoms. My best wishes to you for happiness and success in the future. Signed, Donald Trump, President of the United States.
Good job.
Colonel Custer will now present the certificate of retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States of America. To all who shall see these presents, greeting. This is to certify that Sergeant Major Dennis Allred, having served faithfully and honorably, was retired from the United States Army on the 31st day of May 2019. Signed, Mark Milley, General, United States Army Chief of Staff.
Hey, and by the way, General Milley
Take a seat.
was my battalion commander in Korea when he was Lieutenant Colonel Milley.
Colonel Custer will now present the Certificate of Service from the National Guard Bureau. It reads, awarded to Sergeant Major Dennis Allred in recognition of 27 years of service in the Armed Forces of the United States, including 19 years of service in the National Guard, dated 31 May 2019, signed Joseph Lingel, Chief National Guard Bureau. So Colonel Custer will now present the heritage painting from cornrow to hedgerow. This is pretty awesome.
Is there
No, that's it,
Okay.
sir.
There you go.
I think Sergeant Major give me more background on that than I could. It's a Missouri related item.
It's the patch. Missouri units, Kansas units. I'm not sure, but I know those two states. So, and Kelly's Heroes, if you guys seen the movie.
Ooh.
Yeah, 35th.
All right.
Colonel Custer will now present the United States flag.
Thanks for your service.
That's a wrap.
All right.
All right, at this time, I would like to introduce Sergeant Major Gitchell, G1 Sergeant Major. You want to say a few words, Sergeant Major Allred?
I'd like to thank his mom first. No telling what you had to put up with over the years, because he's a handful. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. You know, as I was sitting here thinking, Command Sergeant Major Itis joke, this is kind of weird, sir. I see what you're talking about. You're kind of creepy. So I was speaking at the G3 conference, and Command Sergeant Major Itis drugged me off stage and said, hey, we got to go to, so once again, Sergeant Major Allred has inconvenienced me. This is, thank you for laughing, sir. It was Major Woodard who laughed. The rest of you discipline yourselves. When I first met him, I was sitting in your position as the TD chief, and we both had an encounter with a particular NCO. We were both contemplating why it was such a big deal for that NCO who was reaching for their keys out of their pocket, why they got in trouble so bad. You may know who I'm talking about, Moss. Y'all never experienced Sergeant Major Moss? The hands in the pocket? Oh, he was tough. Anyway, we kind of developed a little bit of a friendship. It was still, you know, we didn't hang out, drink beer or anything like that, but I did find an image of him where he was, I think he was working on something on his boat. He was kind of looking back up, smiling ambiguously, and I printed it out and I put it in my office. And everyone who came in my office looked at that picture and wondered, why is that picture in my office? It just made them uncomfortable. And I enjoyed that. So thank you for those moments, making all those people uncomfortable in my office. But as I was thinking, I know he didn't want to, you know, I left here, he went on to the RCCC program, I went on to be the assignment NCO, and we kept in communication. He drove a Miata for about a year and a half. I think it's important that everyone knows that.
John Lentz's first.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was yours first. He drove an embarrassing, gently used Miata by John Lentz for about a year and a half. But we kept in contact, and you know, he's very modest, but he's experienced significant trauma to his body, and he was always contemplating, you know, when do I retire? When do I do this? Well, the next thing I knew, I was vaulted into the division position, and I was watching, and I knew then, if you don't know what it takes, and my theme for this speech is how do you really measure success, especially at the point of retirement, and we all get there. Me and CSMIs were talking about it. You know, you get together, a bunch of old sergeant majors, and it immediately goes to your injuries and how much disability you're going to get. But I knew then, and everything that you're experiencing now, the foundation was set. Everything that Colonel Custer and his team are doing right now, the foundation, this was a work in progress. And a key billet in that work in progress was the chief instructor at the training center here at SMTC. Because we knew then that the op tempo was coming. We knew then that more recruiters, eventually the light bulb's going to hit, and they're going to know that we're going to need more recruiters to sustain. And if you got to have recruiters, you got to be able to train them. And as we were getting close, because HCM is so secret, you can't say anything, but I'm looking at that list, and I'm from Mississippi, I can do math. And I knew I was like, we're going to get pretty close. And I knew Allred's, I had been looking at his ERB. Everything that you read and that thing, I knew his ERB I looked at it 1,000 times. And I knew what SMTC needed was a leader. I also knew that Dennis Allred was wanting to retire. I knew he was wanting to retire bad. And I knew that just getting promoted to sergeant major wasn't enough of an apple or nugget to keep him in. So, how many months did I work on you?
It seemed like at least 6 months.
6 months I worked on him. Hey, don't drop retirement. Don't drop retirement. I don't know where you're going to go, but don't drop. Come on. You know, here's what you get if you retire. You know, you're going to get $600 more on your paycheck for the rest of your life. And, you know, recruiter trying to sell it. And we finally got close enough. We finally knew he was going to get promoted. And then I can pick up the phone then and say, hey, I really would love you to go to the Street Maintenance Training Center. Now, I'm going to tell you what, who's been out there at the RCCC facilities and the L&O facilities? Pretty nice, isn't it? Pretty nice. You're treated like a sergeant major, aren't you? Here, you're in a knife fight. In NGB, you're in a knife fight. You walk around and you're just, that's the way it is. And I said, listen, and what I explained to him then was what the mission was going to be. And I knew that'd get to him because he's never turned a mission down. And he did not say no to it. He knew what was coming. And so, Sergeant Major Allred, how do you measure your success? I'm going to tell you how you measure it. You measure it with, where's he at? Melton. You measure it with Thomas. You measure it with Fawcett. You measure it with Setterson. How many people in this room did he rate? 1, 2, 3. Rate now. That is who we are? How many of y'all expect to get promoted? How many? Yeah, there we go. Good answer. How many of y'all are getting promoted? So you measure, the way you're going to measure your success is you look around at the people that you impacted. Dennis, in this room, there's going to be a ton of NCO promotions. And when they go back and they look at who rated them, who coach, mentored, and counseled them and developed them for the next senior positions, that's your legacy. They're sitting right here in this room. So to me, that's how you measure it. And I wanted to come down here and look you in the face and tell you, he walked me around and he showed me Lafayette. I know what kind of pain that was. And you don't, and for the NGB folks and, you know, the battalion leaderships here, so they can definitely relate, you don't know what you really impact. Even as a recruiter, you get an accession in and you really don't know the dividends of that accession until you see that soldier back, you see the soldier with the family, you see the end result of what you did, the end result of what you go on, the end result of giving more recruiters to the street, adding more instructors to SMTC, pushing more recruiters out. The end result is what? It's it's accessions, it's in strength, it's making the accession mission. So in your tenure, I wish we had the numbers, I couldn't get my bean counters to pull them, but right now, you seeing a trend upward now in accessions. Well, who trained them? You guys did. And the chief instructor was a key billet in that organization, developed it, fought for the resources, got the new buildings, had knife fights and training meetings, which I understand are multiple here at PEC, or not in Chapel Armory though, but they're everywhere. All that dividend, you know what that's doing? That's going back to the recruiter in the street. That recruiter is enlisting someone. That soldier's family is getting the benefits of what we do. And we can fight and win our nation's war because who you trained, who you pushed through here, who you developed, and it all started. And everyone in the room, every NCO in here understands, it all starts with conversations and relationships. And that's how it started. I encountered Dennis Allred, and he has helped me along my career, and he's going to help you guys along your careers. And you don't know the dividends of it until you pin on Sergeant Major. And each of you will probably pin on Sergeant Major because we got a heck of an attrition rate. Not, of course, based on your credentials. That's a joke. You can laugh. That's your legacy, and I'll shut up on that. And that's that. Oh, one other thing. And I'm glad Sergeant Major Itis is here to talk about this. One thing that really, really pissed Sergeant Major Allred off was when we lost the first sergeant position at the NCO Academy. And here's the deal. That started a long time ago, and we didn't have the high ground. We didn't. And I want you to appreciate senior leaderships. And you know, Sergeant Major Itis, I'd like to give him some kudos on this. He knew if you're going to do it, you got to do it right. The M device wasn't on the document. But I'm going to tell you right now, I wanted to, at your retirement ceremony, I wanted to put a diamond on him, but everyone thought that was cheesy, so I didn't. The mic device is back. And it's back because of Sergeant Major Dennis Allred's efforts to take care of soldiers. It's on the 0220 document, the 6 Zulu Quebec UIC. It's there along with a bunch of other positions. And so you didn't benefit, but hey, you're getting promoted, right? So that's just a small, so that's back. You got it. Those instructor positions are there, and it's because of your efforts. So there'll be master sergeants in the future who will get to wear that diamond again. But we had to do it the right way, and that's the message I want to leave. Sergeant Major Allred did it the right way. He fought the good fight. We went back. He went back. He submitted everything he needed to submit to get the diamond back, and he did it the right way. And that's his legacy throughout his entire career. Since I've known him, he's always done it the right way. And your NCOERs probably reflect that. So when your next higher rank and when you make Sergeant Major, think about that. That's his legacy.
But now I'd like to introduce Major Woodard, if you come forward, please. The Chief of the Strength Commanders Training Center. Say your words, Sergeant.
All righty. I won't be long-winded, Mr. Riddle, I promise. Look, Sergeant Major was very reluctant to have any type of ceremony. He really kind of wanted to go out the back door and just go off into the wind, do his farming or whatever. And we kind of coerced him. I think it's a great opportunity for us to recognize you for your contributions, not only to this organization, but the Army Nation as a whole, Sergeant Major. I can tell you when I first found out I was coming here, I think Sergeant Major already knew. He would always come to me and say, hey boss, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't realize that I was coming to SMTC at the time. Didn't know what he had heard about me. So when it became official and we connected and he kind of coached me, mentored me, and I can tell you, he's an invaluable asset, not only for me, but for you all as well. I know you all know the legacy that he's going to leave, and we're all going to miss different things about Sergeant Major, but I can tell you the one thing I'm going to miss most about him is his passion. And I got to see it firsthand on display every day, every single day. He would come in my office sometimes, and he would say, sir, I'm not trying to get you fired up, but, and I say, Sergeant Major, go ahead and let it out. I appreciated that because he was always coming from a point of he was caring about the organization and the profession. And I can always respect that. So Sergeant Major, hats off to you. Thank you very much, and best of luck in your future endeavors. Thanks. Cool.
Sir, you talked about the plated flying saucer. You may not have a plated flying saucer, but if you counted the beer that we have drank at the lake since I've known him, he'd probably have 4 or 5 plates. Just want to throw that out there.
Hey, man, my mom doesn't know something. And I don't have a potty mouth either, do I?
So at this time, Major Woodard is going to present Sergeant Major Allred with the PEC aerial photo. How many you have now, Sergeant Major?
That's 2.
Okay. Now Major Woodard will present Sergeant Major Allred with the State of Missouri Certificate of Appreciation signed by Governor Parson.
That's a new governor if you guys haven't been watching the news.
Now Major Woodard will present Sergeant Major Allred with the PEC Eagle. And it comes Parson again. Going with your break.
Yeah. I'm not going to break it. Unless Sergeant Major handle that.
All right, and the last one here, the Arkansas Traveler, time-honored tradition has to be presented from somebody from Arkansas. So I ask Roger Easley to come forward and give his story here about the Arkansas Traveler.
The Arkansas Traveler is a certificate that's given to out-of-state visitors for special recognition for the way they've contributed to the state of Arkansas, either by adding to its beauty or the way it's treated its people. The story of the Arkansas Traveler is that in the early 19th century, Colonel Sandy Faulkner was traveling through the backwoods of Arkansas, and he came across a guy, a squatter, sitting in a cabin, a doorway of a cabin. He was playing a fiddle, playing the same tune over and over again. Well, he stopped and asked him, could he provide him accommodations? And he offered him none. So he says, why do you keep playing that same portion of that song? And the squatter says, well, I don't know the rest of it. So he showed him how to play the second part of it, which is what we call the turn of the tune. And after he showed him that, he played it, he allowed him to stay so he could stay as long as he wanted to. So with that being said, this is given to Dennis, Sergeant Major Allred, in the hopes that, when he leaves here and goes back to Missouri, this is, how many is this, 2?
That's 2.
It's 2. It's 2 for him too. That he, remembers the people of Arkansas and how they treated him and how he treated us, and has good memories and shares that. So with that being said, there you go, brother.
Thank you for all of you for being here. Last night I was sitting there kind of watching my favorite show that Sergeant Major Gitchell now knows is Prisoner, Oak Island. Anybody else watch that?
Yeah, that's great.
I don't like being interrupted. That's like the only show that I ever really watch. And guess what time he called me? So then I started doing notes, and so here we are. But hey, thank you, Colonel Custer, Major Woodard, Sergeant Majors Idas, Gitchell, Martin, retired Sergeant Majors, and friends. And thank you to my mother for being here. I'm not going to do it. We was talking earlier, and I don't know what day I graduated basic training, but it might have been about this time 27 years ago. I'm kind of curious, so when I go home, I'm going to look and see if I can't figure it out. But she was out there, and it's only fitting that she's here today. So thank you for being here. And I also want to say thank you to the man upstairs, because I have no idea how I made Sergeant Major. I really don't. You know, we all put our noses down, a lot to think, and we try to work hard, but just a kid from a small town of 3,200 people, I never once would have thought that I'd be a Sergeant Major in the Army. And I go back to when I was sitting in those classrooms over there in 2002, I believe, if I remember right, and that's when Staff Sergeant Running was my instructor. I never would have thought that I'd been the chief instructor of SMTC then. It's just crazy. You never know what's going to happen in your career. And talking about my career, I've been very blessed. You know, I mentioned at the time Lieutenant Colonel Milley. He's a pretty famous dude now, right? Well, that isn't all I got exposed to. As a young PFC and battalion FSO's RTO for then Captain McKiernan, pretty sure he made 2-star, and he just left Fort Sill. But the battalion commander in the 504th Parachute Infantry Regiment was Lieutenant Colonel Stanley McChrystal. I mean, these are some pretty big-time dudes, right? How many of you guys remember Colonel Abzade? He was a brigade commander. So early in my career, I'm not saying they made me what I turned into, or good or bad, but it was pretty neat to be exposed to that type of leadership. I mean, what's better than that, you know? Which, on the flip side of that, I can also go to, I've seen some pretty bad leadership. I mean, we could probably raise our hands and remember the really good ones and the really bad ones. And one of the things that I tried to do was, like you're told to do, take the good, remember it, learn from the bad, don't forget it, just don't be like that one. You know what I mean? And hopefully I did that. And my phone timed out, so bear with me. I'm not gonna sit here and bore you with a bunch of stuff. You know, we've all got great stories, and I could probably go on forever. You know, I'm sitting here just looked up, saw AJ Scott. You know, you mentioned the building thing. Man, there's always a battle here. And I know this guy, since he's kind of stepped into my role, what'd it take, about a week?
About 2 days.
Okay, 2 days. And I mean, it's, you know, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And you guys all know, we got like 3 or 4 chain of commands, right? You know, where else in the Army have you ever had to answer to so many masters? Well, in my mind, I got one chain of command, and that's that colonel sitting here through the chain to get to him. But it gets a little tiring and trying, and it feels really good. You know, I can't sit here and say that diamond is all my doing, because it's not. It was a team effort, and it took some people getting on some planes and going up there and get some other people in the room, the right people in the room. And I don't remember when we did that. Maybe March of 2 years ago. See how long that took. But you know, it really bothered me that this gentleman here, you know, we're friends, that's right. But of all the people I met in my military career, man, that was just a big injustice that this guy here wasn't wearing a diamond. You know, he was picked, and hopefully you guys got something kind of planned out. And let him sport it a little bit before he goes on and puts on a star. You don't want to trade a diamond for a star, do you?
I'm good, sir.
You want to you want a star? All right. And then going back to that, you know, Sergeant Major Gitchell kind of touched on, 3 years ago I was ready to retire. I was feeling pretty beat up. You know, you get to a point where you can't lead like you're supposed to lead. And you know it's time to go. You know, the profiles started kind of adding up. And I always made fun of them people throughout my career. Oh, they need to go, man. They're just sucking air out of the room, and just they're there for the pay. They're an E whatever instead of a sergeant whatever, right? Well, then it kind of started happening to me. And yeah, he put a little bit of pressure on me. And I guess at the end of the day, I took a step back, and the word commitment kind of came to mind. You know, it feels good that you say the things that you said, but my version of it was 62.5% versus 50. Not kidding. It really wasn't that. But the math is a lot different. But I knew if I said yes, you know, I was being a little arrogant. I was in control. I had well over 20 years. I didn't have to do anything. But I knew that my heart was kind of coming back in here. This organization had done so much for me. How could I say no? And that was kind of the feeling that I had. And, you know, if I'd have stayed a 13th Fox in the regular Army, I don't know if I'd ever made EA. I surely probably wouldn't have made E9. If you know much about that type MOSs, as a Fort Observer, you live with the infantry, but you're really artillery. So who do you think gets to be first sergeants and sergeant majors? the ones on the guns, the cannons guys, right? You know, we're kind of, they had a word for us, and it's just kind of how it was. So that's why coming into the 79 Tango Arena, it's been a blessing, you know. And when you look back at it, there's a big difference between retiring as a 7 and a 9. There is, we know that. But to hear these stories and the things that are kind of being said, you know, I hope that I did make an impact. It's not about my ego, but I like to think that I sleep at night because I did it right. You know, you had your right limit and your left limit and your regulation. You know, I wasn't creative enough or deviant enough or whatever you want to call it to plot stuff. It just ain't my nature. I ain't got time for it. And you doing all right back there, Kim? Okay, so I got to mention Kim, right? I didn't tell my mom on the way down here because if she's probably going to do it now. She's an emotional gal, all right? And I said to myself, if she starts crying, my mother's going to think that I have a girlfriend down here. I'm going to hear about this on that 4-hour drive back, right? But Kim, I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. But you know, Kim made a few meals for me. I think she felt sorry for me. I did the Geo Bachelor thing for about 6 months, and John Lentz, thank you. I got to crash in your house and keep the heat going and air conditioning going. Still got a raccoon living in the chimney.
I cut those trees down. I hadn't heard him in a week.
There was noises at night, you know, but I'm glad. Good for you. So thank you. But thank you for, you know, all that you've all done for me and my family. Walmart food was getting low, the coach stuff, the subs and the TV dinners and stuff like that. But I don't know what else I can say. You know, I guess when I leave here, if I've done my job, then I'm replaceable. We all are replaceable. If you think that you aren't replaceable, you're doing something wrong. And I guess I can leave on that note. But I'm going to sleep good because I feel like I can truly say that I give all that I had to give. Probably going to be evident by the rating that I'm probably going to receive. You know, there's been a few surprises in the last, 3 weeks. I suspected some things, but I'm not going to throw my medical file out here. But hey, it adds up. 27 plus years. Some of you guys and gals are in that boat. So I don't think I missed anything on my phone. I really don't know what else I could say other than thank you. You people, all of you, leaving here the first time and kind of really wanting to retire, this is the reason why I wanted to come back. I mean, this is Camp Robinson. This is pretty good stuff, right? I mean, you can run out here. You don't have to worry about getting ran over. You can probably put your headphones in, your earbuds, and still won't get ran over unless you're an idiot. You just run places you shouldn't run, get pulled over by a cop. I don't know. Anybody know that happened to anybody around here? I'm not going to say anything. You squirming? But hey, lastly, thank you. You guys have made this day for me, and it's been long awaited, and I think it's time to wrap it up. So.
So lastly, many of your friends provided their congratulations, best wishes, fondest, funniest memories, and compiled them into a video.
Let me think. I was sitting there minding my own business in a UPS store, gonna be a complete owner, everything, run the UPS store. And then my first sergeant calls me and says, hey, there's a buddy of mine, needs help, needs a supply sergeant.
This is gonna be rough for me because Sergeant Major Allred, it really means a lot to me as a leader and a friend. I have the utmost respect for him. He always leads by example. He builds others up.
Hey, Sergeant Major. Just want to wish you and the family the best in retirement. I know you're going to continue to do great things. Wish I could be there. Sorry I can't. I just wanted to throw out a few quick memories. Obviously, buy my truck. Still appreciate that.
Hey, Sergeant Major, I just wanted to take a quick minute to wish you congratulations on your retirement and good luck in the future. If there's anything that you need, feel free to reach out to the SMTC team, and we'd be more than happy to assist you in any way that we can.
The minute I walked in the door, the first person I saw was Sergeant Major Allred, and he said, take your hat off, buddy.
Be my PBR buddy. Hopefully you're still wearing the shirt. And then, deciding to put a picture of you on the back of my shirt during the Army 10 miler last year probably wasn't the best idea, since most people thought you were a fallen soldier. But I wish you and the family the best, and I miss you, buddy.
Man, hate to see you go. It's well deserved. I'll be hollering at you. You're just down the road there in Missouri, so I'll be seeing you soon.
Well, first off, I've got to work with you this past year, and I really enjoyed your company. Your sense of humor makes every day better. You're a get-it-done kind of guy. You popped in the office the other day and you said something pretty funny. You says, "Oh man, I'm just here to take a piss in a cameo." You have a really matter-of-fact way of saying things, and I enjoyed that, and I've enjoyed working with you.
And I appreciate all the hard work that you've done here, because I've heard about it. I haven't seen much of it, but
Hello there, Sergeant Major Dennis Allred. Congratulations on your retirement. Best of luck to you and your family. You're going to be missed. As you know, you were a rock-solid NCO. Thank you for all your years of service, and best of luck. I miss you, man. Peace.
I just wanted to tell you congratulations and good luck. I'd like to tell you thanks for poaching me from Fort Campbell. Keep the hair product up, and thanks for all the memes that kept the day-to-day business here exciting.
Thank you for your service, all your contributions, and as well as your family's contributions. But more importantly, I'm extremely happy for you. You've served your country and the Army National Guard with dignity and honor. As a result of your previous and impressive assignments throughout your storied career, I know you're departing with no regrets. You've earned it, but the only regret I have is not being able to spend more time with you or knowing you through your career.
First time I met him, I had just started working here, and I believe he was an E7. He had his Dennisisms, I call them. He reminded me of a banty rooster. If anybody knows what a banty rooster is, it's a chicken that's running all around, and because he'd get upset and he'd start running back and forth, and he'd tilt his head. And
come on, brother. You know as well as I do. Come on. You know that they're going to want what they need. And we've all been around long enough to see this thing through to the end. You know what I'm saying, brother, is when it's all said and done, the man gets what he wants, and that's all they really need. So we're just going to suck it up. We're going to embrace it. Come on, we can get this done, okay?
Don't get lazy. You get up in the morning like you're supposed to, and don't get fat.
Dennis reminded me a lot of myself. He really did, and his actions, the way he did, how his energy was. So when he come back, of course, the Master Sergeant he hung around SMTC for a little while, and he got ready to leave, and said goodbye to him. He said, "Well, I'll see you around." I said, "Well, you'll be back here as a Sergeant Major." He said, "No, that ain't gonna happen." I said, "Yeah, you'll be back as a Sergeant Major, and you're welcome, Dennis, because that's what you came back as a Sergeant Major."
Master Sergeant Allred, what a journey and what an accomplishment. I first want to say thank you for making me feel welcomed when I first started here and a part of the family, and for answering all my ridiculous questions. I'm very excited for your future and your family. I wish you the best, and you'll be missed, but I'm sure there are great things ahead for you.
Hey, Sergeant Major, this is Major Woodard here. Just want to take time to congratulate you on your retirement after an outstanding service to your country. I can tell you that your passion and commitment to this profession will truly be missed. Myself, you've taught me a lot. I've learned a lot from you, and I hope that we can continue to carry on the tradition that you've set here at SMTC. Best of luck in all your future endeavors.
Never work at Walmart. Inside joke, but.
So as I sit here, I'm surrounded by greatness. As you see, I can't even answer my phone because I have all these awards and decorations sitting around me for the late and great, soon to be retired, Sergeant Major Dennis Allred. First of all, I want to say congratulations.
I always loved your swagger. I always loved your Missouri style. I'm going to be thinking of you while I enter in my final few years of service. I'm going to be thinking of you while you're driving that John Deere tractor.
When I came into the program in 2011, who was my sponsor? Sergeant First Class Dennis Allred.
I'm gonna miss the way he goes by my desk and calls me names and has his wet wipe in his hand all the time.
This silver GMC 4Drive pickup comes flying in, parked in there, me and my wife get out. Here's this guy that jumps out. Wasn't very tall, by the way, first thing I seen. And here he comes walking up. And if you know Dennis Allred, he's got this walk about him. He had this perfect hair going on. He had gel in it. There wasn't a single piece out of place. The wind couldn't have even affected it anyway if it tried to.
So the other day I was driving down the road and I was thinking about you. And I said, I wonder what Allred would look like in about 20 years. About 20 years down the road, maybe 30, you'll be on your John Deere tractor.
We even got to meet David Hasselhoff, and he'll know what I'm talking about with that.
I won't forget him because, like I said, he's very energetic. You always know where you stood with him. I'll be honest with you, a few times I would say things to get him to get upset just to watch him go through his little Benny Rooster routine.
Even got to meet Kenny Rogers one time at a going away party. That's another story that he can share with you. I wish you nothing but the best in your retirement, and don't be a stranger as well. And before you go, I want a copy of your calendar.
Sergeant Allred, I know that there's going to come a time in the future where you're going to be really, really bored and you're going to miss this and you're going to want to come back and say, man, I wish I could come back. But anytime you start thinking about that, I want you to remember 2015. And it was just 3 of us, just me, you, and the chaplain. How insane that was, the longest 2 months ever. So anytime you want to come back, just think about that and enjoy your boredom.
Oh my gosh! What is up with these course certifications? I cannot stand it anymore. How hard is it to make sure that your training schedule says class advisor and then you stink and sign your evaluations? Seriously, how hard is it?
But it's like these course archives. I mean, it's not hard. All of the disenrollment information together and sign. Hey, Sergeant Burton? What?
Hey guys, I'm just here I was doing a retirement video and...
Okay.
No, not at all. You can edit this out, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're sure?
Yeah, no problem. People are doing funny stuff, you can do serious stuff, just whatever makes you feel good.
All right, you have to mic me up right
No, we got you covered.
Okay, just want to make sure, yeah. All
You
right.
go first.
Okay. Sergeant Major Allred, congratulations on your retirement. What is Sergeant Major Allred doing after his retirement?
I haven't heard. But you know, didn't he just drop his packet?
Yeah.
And then everyone got the flu?
That seems kind of odd, doesn't it?
It's really odd.
I know what he's doing after retirement.
Oh my gosh, I bet I do too.
Joining ISIS.
Hey man, it's been a great time. Love you. You take care. And again, we're happy for you and congratulations.
Good luck on your retirement, Dennis, and I hope you succeed in everything that you do.
I'm gonna miss him terribly. Everybody knows that I'm the crier of the bunch. And so I'm gonna stop right here. And it's such an honor to get to work with you. And this isn't goodbye. See you later.
Thank you, and good luck, and I wish you the best with everything that you do.